Hi, this is Amber with today's Take a Breather Tech Minute, and today we're going to focus on one piece of Adobe Spark, creating videos. Now that it's getting close to the end of the year, you and your students may want to gather memories and put them together in an interesting way, so we're going to take a quick look at Adobe Spark. The first thing I'm going to draw your attention to is our hyper slide of resources on Adobe Spark for creating content. And you'll see the bit.ly link there, bit.ly/all caps HCPSASR. So once you're here, a couple things I want to draw your attention to. There's some whys over here on why it's a great tool to use. The Adobe Spark link is there. There's a walkthrough and teacher's guide. There's a link to Adobe Spark for educators, but what I want to draw your attention to is this. If you are a teacher of an elementary student, you'll need to make sure that your students get accounts in the way that is linked for Adobe Spark for elementary students. Also, if you are a teacher in elementary school, you'll need to claim your account in a very specific way, and there are directions there as well. There's also an inspiration gallery, some ideas, and then the bottom, I have a Wakelet collection that I've created on resources for you using Adobe Spark. But I'm going to take us straight to Adobe Spark. When you log in and you get to your Get Started link and you go under the Create a Project, which is the big blue button at the top, you have some different things that you can create. Well, we're going to focus on video today. So I'm going to go ahead and click Video. The first thing that it asks you to do is give it kind of a title. So I'm going to go ahead and say 2020 Memories. And I'll say Next. Now, this is an important place because you can give them the ability to pick a story template, but if you want them to be creative and start their own ideas, I like to tell my students to do the start from scratch, but you certainly can look at the many ideas here that you can try, whether you're writing about a hero, some kind of personal growth journey, teaching a lesson. Those are great ideas, but I'm going to go ahead and do a start from scratch because I want to show you the inside workings of Adobe Spark. So one of the things that it's going to have you do is there's a tutorial there. I always have my students watch this, but I'm going to go ahead and close that because I'm going to walk you through a couple things. The first thing I want you to notice that at the bottom, this is where you're going to build your video. You're going to be adding things to your videos. So the first thing that generally goes into a video is the title, and you'll notice over on the right I have some layout options. So I'm going to want to make sure that I have a title first. So this very first slide that says 1 next to it, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's a title format. So I can go ahead and put my title. I've already given the file a title, but now I want it to be presented on the screen. So I'm going to call this 2020 Memories. And then I want to make sure and put the name of the person who's creating it. Also, I'm going to get some little hints here. I can drag and drop text if I want to as well, but I'm just going to type this and I'm going to put my name. Now, you'll notice at the top I have a plus sign, and this is in case you want to put a video in the background or a photo in the background. So if I had a video that I wanted to put behind this title slide so it's moving while my title is showing, I could do that, or I can also choose a photo. Now, I do want to show you that when you choose photo, you have the ability to upload, which is probably what you want to do if you're gathering photos from your students and putting things together for a memory. For here, I'm going to show you that you also have the ability to find free photos, and it uses photos that have the Creative Commons license, so you don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to look for a graduation type photo. And this looks perfect because I can put that in the background. That's kind of fun. That looks like lamps with hats. So I can use that. And I do want to show you that once you add, you always have the ability when you hover over things to change them. I can increase, decrease the font, delete it. And if I'm on the picture, I can delete it, change my photo, or again, add a video. Now here's the part I want to show you because a lot of times it's super important that students feel a part of something. So if you have students creating these, one of the things that I love is having them add their voice to the slides. So if this is something that I wanted to make sure and put my voice in, all I would have to do is click on the microphone and give it permission and then record my voice. The great thing is this is such an easy tool that this picture is going to stay on as long as I'm talking. So you don't have to worry about it moving on to the next slide. So I'm going to do this really quickly. So you'll notice it asks me to allow it to use my microphone, and I'm going to press and hold while speaking. Welcome to 2020 Memories by Amber Garvey. Notice that made my slide 5 seconds long. So I also can always preview it by playing it. Welcome to 2020 Memories by Amber Garvey. So you'll see how that works. Now, you always get a credits and outro slide, but I want to keep adding slides to this. So I'm going to go ahead and add another slide, and you'll notice it goes after the one that you had selected. So here's where you can start being super creative. So you'll notice with each additional slide, you have the options to add video, photo, or icons. Now, you can choose full screen background, split screen, which allows you to put one thing on one side and one thing on the other. You can have a slide that has a caption, and again, title and text, which we've already used. So you continue to build these things, adding videos or photos that you want to add to your presentation. Now I'm going to go over to the right here and show you that there is a theme option. Now, if you want to use themes, you have the ability to scroll down here and you see title, elevate, focus, flare. It depends on how you want your theme to be, but that impacts the background colors, the font, and the font colors. So depending on what it is that you want to show in your presentation, it's going to change your font. So if I go back to my first slide, you'll notice it kind of changed my font there, and then it changed my credit slide as well. I do want to show you while I'm here that, remember, I chose this picture with the graduation cap lamps. It actually went ahead and cited it on the credits page. So that's another reason that I love this tool. It's super easy to use. You also have the ability to add music to your presentation. It plays an intro, plays throughout, and actually plays an outro, so it works out beautifully. There's a lot of different music types. You can click here and preview. You can also choose to turn the music off if you don't want music and you'd rather have just student voices, as well as increasing or decreasing that background music. Especially that's helpful when you have some vocals on your slides where you've done some narration. When you finished your video, you can preview it in its entirety, share it by publishing it to the web, or also downloading it. When you download a video, it saves as an MP4 video. You can save it in your Google Drive and share it with others, or you can upload it to a YouTube channel. This is a great way to provide students with a way to share their voices, show their faces, and end out this school year with great memories instead of the stressful ones for Learn from Home. So consider using Adobe Spark Video Creator so that you can make a simple but beautiful presentation for your students, or have your students make them for you. Super easy. Don't forget, take some time today to take a breather.